There's addictive things out there, things like that. Corn is a addictive industry.
Right.
How do you feel being a part of that a lot of people fall into a spiral that they just can't get out?
I think the issue is just a lot of people can't accept reality and look inwards and improve themselves.
And you feel no guilt that some of that money could be coming from addiction?
Not really.
Okay.
No. Hi, I'm known as Amouranth. I'm a streamer. My real name is Kate. I live in Houston, Texas, and I am 30 years old, and this is Financial Audit.
I am a big fan of your money.
Oh, thank you.
You have a lot
too.
of it. Yeah. You have mastered the online influencing game like nobody else. It's insane. It's insane. How long have you been doing it?
I think 8 years now. In the summer, it'll be year 8.
So the classic thing, right, is 3 to 5 years is like the lifespan of an influencer.
Right.
How have you conquered this?
Because I believe that if you want something and you have a good opportunity, use it. A lot of streamers don't do that.
What is it that you want?
This is very greedy. I want a big, giant kingdom that I can call home filled with animals. I'm talking like 1,000+ acres so I can have my animals.
Do you have it yet?
No, not yet.
When are you going to get it? I mean, there's Liver King Ranch. He already has it. He's in Texas.
I don't want Texas. I want like paradise, like Santa Barbara.
Wait, why do you live in Texas then?
Houston.
Yeah,
why do I live in Texas?
Yeah, why do you live in Texas if you don't want to be in Texas?
I was born there, but it's low taxes. And I don't go outside with being an online influencer, so it doesn't make sense to move when I have family here too.
You're getting bullied on property taxes though.
I have an area that's not that bad, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I get bullied in Austin.
Yeah, Austin sucks. Austin, not good.
I love the city though. I love the city.
The city is fun. The city is fun for Texas. Houston's boring to look at, but if you're inside, it doesn't really matter.
So you want to end up in California?
Yeah,
Big
or
ranch in California?
Colorado, one of the two. That'd be
Okay.
pretty. Yeah, that's a little bit more pricey than like 1,000 acres in Texas.
So that's the big goal. When do you want to hit it by? We're 30 now.
I don't have a specific age. I think by 40, hopefully, would be when.
You're going to do this for 10 more years.
No. But I know that I might be like slowly building the property. Because once you have it, there's no buildings on it, it takes time to get all that stuff there and get the wells drilled and all that. So it depends if you...
drilled? What is it? What? Okay.
Yeah.
This is a lot.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
How much is this going to cost?
Depends when I buy it, probably, in the state of the market at that point.
If you did it now, how much would your dream thing cost? This Dream Kingdom.
Dream Kingdom. I have seen some really nice spots for like 10 million.
You could do that if you wanted to.
Yeah, but it's irresponsible too when I have investments going on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be responsible. That's a difference. That's why other streamers are doing stuff and I'm not doing that.
You think you're the most successful streamer?
Debatable.
You got to be in like the top 10 though.
I would say probably for women, yes. Absolutely women.
Yeah.
But it's still a male dominated, industry in general.
Yeah. So you recently moved over to Kick, right?
I did. I moved over to Kick and I love it there. It feels very free. And I've heard you talk about that as well, but you weren't sure about like the gambling aspect.
You watched that. Yeah, I'm a little nervous of Stake because they own it. And I'm a finance channel.
I don't know if you knew, but what you can have is if you go into your settings, every user can do this, you can disable the ability to view any gambling content.
Did you?
No.
Okay, because you don't care?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
I would gamble if I got a sponsorship, absolutely. Yeah. Because I would do penny slots, right? I don't like to gamble. So.
On that, making money, because you make a shit ton, what's because you go everywhere. You go stinky. You go wherever and anywhere.
I guess, the farts are stinky, yeah.
What's your boundary? What will you not do? Because people will follow you.
I won't poop on anyone. Or a bed.
That's good.
Yeah. I would say, as far as like cancelable things, no. I would say like the basics, like no like the basics of humanity.
That's like illegal.
Yeah.
Like what's your legal limit?
I don't know if I have a legal limit, honestly. Yeah, I don't know.
Why did you move over to Kick?
I moved over to Kick because Twitch has been making bad decisions. The streamers there have known that for years. They keep having to lay hundreds of employees off like every year or so at this rate. And it's really a hard business to make profitable, because I think they exploded during COVID, and now they have everyone wants to be a streamer. Most streamers on there have one viewer themselves. And that's
really,
yeah. And so Twitch still has to pay like the hosting and the bandwidth for all those people not bringing in any money. So it's tough business to actually make profitable, especially when you have other like sites coming up who are funded already. They already have money starting out, and they can just steal your biggest streamers. There goes your biggest source of ad revenue.
No, I like that there's competition in the space now.
Oh, I do too.
We potentially talked to Twitch about doing a live show on their platform. They offered us $8,000 a month.
That's awful.
I don't understand it, because just
That's
thinking
what I'm
about
saying,
an hour of time on YouTube, it's like, I don't know what they're thinking. Daddy Bezos has got something wrong going over there. And they take what, 40%, 50%?
They're doing 50% of subscriber money. I mean, you keep all your donations, but like you get like a fraction of the ad money.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it. That's why streamers are leaving, because they don't have the money to keep them anymore.
So I heard, and I'm not a part of the streaming community, but I heard it's a little bit of a risk sometimes, because you're jumping to what is potentially a smaller platform, even though it's growing. Have you lost audience share?
If you look at the raw viewer amount, sure. But for someone who's getting paid to stream there, it doesn't really matter. And I think for most people who aren't big enough to really consider Twitch like their locked in career, like they have made it, then I don't think they have much to lose, because the discovery is not where it is on Twitch. Pretty much on Twitch, you're either relevant or you're not. There's not really a lot of, there's some people who are middle ground, but usually they're middle ground for a different reason. Like they're a hot girl and they have different platforms that they use to be financially secure anyway. So they just stream when they're like, I need some more subscribers to that platform.
Plus, you've had, what, 6 major bands on there?
Something like that.
And
but
I don't
major
think Kick
means
is
like,
going to do that, right?
No, but major is like, what, 3 days?
Yeah, well, people
day.
would say that, like, you were privileged on there, and that's why you're able to come back. Like, the haters would say that.
They say that.
Do you disagree?
I disagree, because there's a lot of girls on there who are coming back who make Twitch even less money than I do. So I don't think it's like a privilege thing about like how established of a streamer you are.
Yeah.
I think I just am able to adapt and know where to toe the line, and I'm very communicative with my partner manager on like, hey, is this allowed? And so because I reach out and I ask, usually they'll say, hey, this here you crossed the line, that's why we have to suspend you, and then I won't do it anymore, right? So it's like I kind of innovate in this space. I'll like try new metas.
Ban though, then at that
I don't think there's a point. I think it's stupid personally. It's like, why would you want to like take your biggest streamers who people will mass report whenever they see one thing that could be wrong, and then decide I'm going to take away my own website's ad revenue for this amount of time? Like, that doesn't make sense. Just tell them, hey, don't do this anymore.
Every great video starts with an idea, but turning that initial idea into a finished product can often feel like an overwhelming task. As someone who does YouTube full time, this is something I constantly have to deal with. That's where in-video AI comes in. In-video AI is more than just a video editing tool. It's your creative partner from the very beginning. With its intuitive interface and powerful AI technology, it's the fastest way for you to storyboard your idea and bring it to life. Bringing the ideas I have to life are no longer an issue. When I use in-video AI, it's like my thoughts are instantly translated into visuals. You can craft your script, choose your media, record voiceovers, and more. It's a great workflow that allows you to focus on your creativity.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. We're on a thrilling journey to the stars, folks. Crikey, we've come a long way, haven't we? Crikey, we've come a long way, haven't we?
It's a game changer, making video creation both more personal and effortless than ever before. Another crazy feature that I love is the ability to create videos using your own voice, only using text prompts. It's honestly so cool being able to make your videos in your own voice without the hassle of editing or recording. In-video AI offers a starting point at no cost, but for those aiming higher, their paid plans begin at only $20 a month. Say goodbye to watermarks and hello to professional-grade videos. Plus, gain access to millions of royalty-free stock footage clips, a human-sounding voiceover, and more, all included in one affordable package. Click the link in the description below to get started today. Thanks again to InVideo for supporting this video. Can you do anything on Kick that you want to do now?
Everything that's not like super simple. Like, they don't mind if you're in a bikini or whatever, as long as you're properly categorized. But like, I couldn't like watch like porn on there. I don't know what YouTube censors. Prawn.
Oh, yeah.
No prawn.
So in September 2019, you're playing with your dog. Then you had some wardrobe malfunctions.
Oh, yeah.
And you were banned for that one.
Yeah.
It was a very short ban. Then in 2020, the exact reasoning behind the ban was unknown. You might know, but we do not know.
I've had a few unknown ones. Which one?
It was only one day, and you lost 300,000 followers?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. What they do also is they'll get rid of bots, and not necessarily like streamers buying their bots, but viewers will often bot a streamer. They'll send a bunch of like hate bots to spam something annoying.
Oh, yeah.
And so then if you have your channel like on follow mode only, those bots will have to follow you first, and then they'll do like their spam raids. So then Twitch just kind of like clears those out every now and then.
Then you showed a viewer's profile picture on stream. 1 day ban, May 2020. 2021 ASMR.
Oh yeah, I think what happened is I pulled him into a Discord because I was doing like a viewer program or whatever.
Yeah.
And while he was talking to me, he changed his profile to, like a peepee.
Sweet.
Yeah. So most of the bans aren't even my fault.
Yeah. No. Yeah. ASMR streaming on Twitch. It was borderline on nature. Led to mass reporting. 3 day ban.
I was doing yoga in tight pants while wearing a pigeon mask.
Is the main point of your streaming? So obviously you got a sick deal now.
Yeah,
right?
It's great. I love it.
Was the main point of the streaming before then to convert people into your paid products like your OF subscription?
Yes and no, because I originally started off streaming as just a cosplayer and a gamer. I used to like cosplay from my favorite video games and play those games on stream. And I would make my costumes for conventions. That's how I started off. And then I only really got into like the other stuff when I saw my fellow cosplayers like Jessica Negri and other girls at the time kind of doing like bikini cosplays. And I was thinking like, why? Like that's not what the character wears, as a young naive cosplay elitist like I used to be back in the day, a little nerd. Then I realized, oh, they have things like Patreon, where they're doing these photo shoots and stuff, and what sells, nature of society. And I was like, oh, this makes sense.
Did you feel comfortable with it, like right out of the gate?
I would say not right out the gate, because it wasn't really a comfortability, like, am I comfortable in this bikini? Because I was already doing modeling in high school, so it wasn't like, oh, never show any part of my body. But I was like, I don't know if this is a stable source of income, but I was wrong. Like within a few months, I think I started streaming summer of 2016, and by spring of 2017, Patreon was at $20,000 a month. So I was wrong. Yeah. And now I know why they do it.
How long have you been doing OF?
I think I started that 2019, roughly.
We're at about $1 million a month ish. I know you were at 1.5 at some point, right? I think when you were on the iced coffee hour, you were about 1.5. Why do you think it's decreased by about a third?
Think COVID ended.
Oh, people were just
that's
wanking.
when I saw the surge was in COVID. It 10x'd during COVID, and the hot tub meta was like during that first year, 2020, in COVID. So those two things kind of just like helped.
So question on that, because in this podcasting space, there's lots of manly podcasts, and then there's just I think I'm just kind of just average podcasts, and then there's podcasts and a lot of different sides. But a lot of the conversation that's going around, and I'm not saying I believe this, but I would love to get your take on this. A lot of people would say that people that are in that industry specifically are just essentially taking money from the negative part of the culture that we have now of guys who are just alone, who are just struggling, have nothing to do. They're not going on dates. They're not getting matches. They're not even going outside and hanging with friends. And this is just kind of keeping them, this industry is keeping them in that really bad spiral that is happening right now. And then you being a major part of that industry, I'd love to know your thoughts on that.
I always, whenever I see people put those two things together, or like three things, or whatever, how many factors, I always think that's not quite it. Because I don't think that one causes the other. I think guys who typically can't get their life together happen to chronically be online, and whether they search it, or they see a related video, or they hear their friends looking at it, they eventually come across the red pill view and they resonate with it. I don't think the red pill view causes that. I think they were already in a messy situation.
Sure.
And I don't think that it can really take their money if they weren't making any. So
yeah, well, there's also credit card debt, and trust me.
Oh, true.
We have a lot of people.
That's true.
I've had multiple dudes on this show who are spending money on that OF, and trust me, they're not making progress.
I just feel like someone who was inclined to do that probably already had debt. anyways, and they would
Sure.
have just spent it on another coping mechanism. So that's really what a lot of it is for them. If they listen to some of the messages, which I think some are right, but a broken clock's right twice a day, you know?
Sure.
So some there's some truths, but if they were listening to the truths they want to and not just the truths that make them feel better, then they wouldn't be in that position anymore. They wouldn't be watching anymore.
There's addictive things out there, gambling, drinking, things like that. Obviously, corn is a addictive industry.
Right.
How do you feel being a part of that a lot of people fall into a spiral that they just can't get out of? So on a similar vein.
I mean, that's true, but the reasons why guys watch it, you know, usually is because they can't get female interaction, or they feel like they can't. Maybe it's in their mind.
Well, there's a lot of that with dating apps, though. There's a dating app issue.
That's what I'm saying. It's not it's not a corn or like specific issue. I think the issue is just a lot of people can't accept reality and look inwards and improve themselves.
Yeah.
And so they're just looking for cope that makes them feel better in that moment. And sometimes they watch corn, sometimes they drink, sometimes they do drugs, sometimes they gamble, sometimes they play video games. That's an addiction. And they've spent microtransactions.
And you feel no guilt that some of that money
Not really.
could be coming from addiction?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
Me personally, my actual opinion, consenting adults should be able to do whatever the consenting adults want to do, and you're making your
Agreed.
money, and that's awesome.
That's
so
right.
I personally don't care, but I know that some people would have that opinion. So
I guess like in my head it's always been like, if I removed myself completely from this situation, what's affected in the world?
sure.
Just my life. They're going to find some other girl and do it. So then
Sure.
I stop feeling bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do your finances, and then we can jump into some of the businesses. Oh, gosh. Okay.
I'm just trying to help the Zooms.
You're helping. All right. So platinum card. I mean, you do spend a lot of money, like wild money, but it's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay because
fine.
people think, oh, Caleb just yells at people. Like I want to call out bullshit. You're spending
I'm
such
justified.
well, it's also such a fraction
Yes.
of your income, so it doesn't matter.
But I also don't do like cope shopping and materialistic things for the sake of feeling better about myself. But I guess I don't have to. I have the money. So I can't say that.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, we'll just bleep it. That's fine.
You order something on Amazon and DoorDash every second of your life.
Yeah, I know.
What's the Amazon purchases?
Just miscellaneous things for the business and then my 19 animals. So
19 animals.
yeah.
What kind of animals do we have?
I have 3 horses, 3 dogs, 4 bunnies right now, and 9 birds.
Is that the expensive mortgage? Is that where they're all at? Mm-hmm. Yeah. How much was the purchase price of that home? I'm curious.
I can't say because I will have people finding it, but it was around $2 million.
Okay, that's actually for Houston though. You can probably get a lot for that.
Yeah. Well, it's like multiple lots together vibe.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
cool. So you spent $20,000. No. You spent $118,800, but then you did pay over time charges. Why are you doing pay over time? Someone who makes money.
Because I like to have credit because I do buy new cars every now and then for like social media purposes, you know. And then I also
So you need a leverage for those cars?
yeah, I just like to keep my credit right. And then I also don't want to like spend a lot of money at once because I have investments that I have to pay whenever they ask the capital calls. And so I don't want to be like, okay, here you go because I have the money, $100,000, and then be
Yeah.
like, hey, we need $1 million. And I'm like, okay, well, hold on. Wait for my payments to come through. This industry pays a lot of money, but getting paid from sponsors and deals, not always reliable on the like,
You have a
to
rep
the
in your
T.
corner though to like hound them down? And
Yeah,
fight
no,
them?
we do. They
Good.
hound him. They do hound him. But
Yeah.
even the hounding is just a process back and forth. And the capital calls like, you got a week. I'm like, hold on. That's why I rather just have, pay over time stuff. And it gets auto paid every month. I don't really have to think about it much.
Yeah. When's the last time you've ever held interest on anything? On like a card?
I don't know. Usually I just have it auto paid from my checking account.
Have you ever had bad finances?
No.
Who taught you?
A mixture of like some self-searching, just when I didn't have as much as first, just, small streamer stuff. I used to talk to other streamers. There's a bigger streamer at the time called Recful. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he used to talk to me in Twitter DMs. We would talk about stocks and finances and things. And then I did some Googling,
That's dangerous, I was going to say, because people talk to stocks and finances to Boogie. You know Boogie, 2988 YouTuber?
Oh yeah, Boogie.
Yeah, people did the exact same thing with him. They told him to put it in crypto. He did and lost everything.
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
you kind of have to decide what's good and what's bad advice and talk to more people. And then I have accountants too, and they've kind of introduced me to other people and just kind of build the network over time. But I've always been very skeptical. I don't like to just blindly trust what I read on the internet. I like to ask older adults who have done that before. So, but yeah, my family doesn't come from money or anything. So I had to learn kind of all as an adult. No one ever teaches you as a kid. They should in school. They don't.
Well, that's usually everyone's excuse who comes on the show that they've been using lately. I feel like excuses have a trend on my show. Everyone will start saying it within 3-month segments. And right now is no one ever taught me. And I'm like, well, you're 40. You could have.
Yeah. But also, if your parents aren't getting themselves in that situation, why would they have to teach you? Because they don't know to teach you that if it's just common sense to them. So yeah, I kind of get that. But I think school really should. Economics, all you learn about is supply and demand. That works for women who are taught. We know what supply and demand is, but I don't know about everyone else.
That's true. I've definitely heard a lot of different arguments on that. They're most people when they take their little gen ed class, they're usually just they're just not really paying attention. So if it was actually taught in school, would people actually get things from it? I'd still like to see it, because even if we still get 25% of the class to do it, that's still 25% more than we're getting now.
Well, I think it would help too if schools actually did field trips that matter and take kids where they can see people who have made bad financial decisions, like homeless people on the streets. Little field trip, and then maybe they would pay attention to that class.
A bus field trip to under the bridge.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
instead of the state capitol.
Prisons, homeless shelters, mental hospitals. Well, perspective, I think, makes you pay attention.
That's interesting.
Because they pay attention to Andrew Tate because he's flexing the Bugatti. Well, will they pay attention to their finances if they see a different example?
What do you think of Andrew Tate? Because you're on the complete opposite side of him, right?
Yeah, I think he actually has some really sound truths. But of course, his controversial takes, he has to. Otherwise, he's like every other motivational, smart finance, life guru.
Is he finance?
Well, sometimes. Okay. As the Hustlers University program.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's OF University? Where's Amouranth's OF University?
Well, I don't like encouraging girls to join OF because they'll think I can just join it and make a lot of money like all these successful girls. But really, there's no reach on OF. You have to have followers on every other social media platform. So at that point, it would be a social media platform university, and that's already so oversaturated, and the algorithm's changing so much. The amount of time it would take for me to give accurate information and stay up to date, it would have already changed. It's just not worth the time. And most people won't apply themselves because most people drawn to that field are inherently lazy. So
a lot of people that are really good in their industry, when they're kind of done being on the front side of it, the forward facing, they go into the management side of it. Have you ever considered the management side?
Yeah, I have a management company.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's called Real Work, and we will help influencers. Mostly, a lot of it is OF girls, but we do have some more mainstream stuff too, and we help them send out their content, get it posted. Kind of like a personal assistant online vibe.
Do you think OF as a platform and work as a platform in the more modern day kind of prays towards people who come from disadvantaged situations and they see that as their way out?
I think that's who it appeals to a lot. A lot of girls see that as a way out, but it's really not, because they're seeing the side effect of having already achieved relevancy, and you could be relevant anywhere, right? Mm-hmm. Like anyone who has relevancy can have success on OF or any kind of paywalled platform like Patreon or whatever. The trick there is to already have the audience that will go over there and convert. You can't just get random people to convert if they don't know who you are.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be clear, when I ask you these hard questions, I just want to make this clear because we've never met before. Doesn't mean I'm coming from an opinion. Your finances are just really good, so I'm just trying to bring some kind of interesting things on the top, because I can't yell at you. There's nothing to yell.
I was hoping you would just start the video off by just being like, DoorDash, 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 DoorDash.
It's okay. Why? In your percentages. That's why I want people to know that. I mean, the show's real. It's not fake. Your percentages, your personal spending.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think I make as much money as I do, but then you places like Forbes, who they require your tax forms and your statements to verify and fact check. Like New York Times articles, like they require that too. So it's definitely there.
You spent in your personal account $16,024 on food.
What do you mean by
Going out to eat, essentially. It's stuff that you're not preparing for yourself. That's how we define it.
Oh,
like,
okay.
oh no, that's so much money.
I'm like, I eat healthy. But
It's 4%. It's 4%
Let me
of
look
your
at this.
spending.
Whoa.
So it's like it's nothing for you because you don't have any bad finances. It's 4% of your spending. But even so, you bring in $2 million a month, and it's less of a percentage than that. So it's
it's smaller than I thought that was.
no, bull.
Oh, okay, down here.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think.
It says miscellaneous BS.
Oh,
Yeah, the BS food is the green, I think.
oh, great. So it's even less. Look at that.
I was like, I don't spend that much on food because I normally just DoorDash. I don't actually go out to eat, really, unless it's like I'm taking my team and we're going to Nobu in Vegas. I've done that a few times.
Well, I saw you at Uchiko. No, I didn't see you at Uchiko. I saw in your statements Uchiko, and I love Uchiko.
Yeah, I love food, but I don't allow myself to overeat. I don't get that hungry. I'm lucky, I guess. But yeah, not a lot of food. And what's sad though,
even still, it doesn't matter because you're bringing $2 million a month into the business. Now, how's your tax situation? So we're preparing for last year's taxes. I assume you're going. Well, you probably do quarterly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's your tax situation?
Quarterly
look?
with extensions.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's pretty okay. The annoying part is finding an accountant to be able to keep up with it. I've changed accountants a few times because there's just so much coming in, and it's kind of like a niche industry. It's newer.
You think you'd get someone like almost internal at this point, like the top accountant in Texas, like you make so much money.
Yeah, it's hard to find, like when people say they're the top, right? It's like, how do you verify that they're like the top and that they actually know about like how to do this stuff? Because it's just a lot of different expenses.
So speaking of, oh my gosh. Okay. So this is so stupid. I was looking at the questions. They wrote down some questions. The producers wrote down some questions that I didn't write down. So I was just looking at his. I haven't seen this question, but Noah's asking if you think I should launch an OF. If so, any tips?
If you should launch an
Anyone
OF.
want any of this?
I think
Let's
yes,
go, baby.
actually, because you don't have to post pictures of yourself. You could just post behind the scenes or like vlogs, or you can keep with your little fitness journey on there, and people would pay to see it and encourage you and be motivated by it.
You know the George Costanza picture, like the art painting?
No.
Oh, let me show you a picture of it. Okay, so it's this famous George Costanza photo. We'll throw it on screen for everyone.
I love that. That would be funny.
We're thinking if we hit like 1.5 million subscribers, we'll do that, like my one and only pose as me and the George Costanza.
No, that's a good idea. But what you should have already is as other clips kind of built up, like a little library. So when people join, that's not like the only thing, right?
Oh, you think so? Like, not just a one-off, never go on again? Yeah, not a
one-off. But then like have like your little, like if you starting to do grocery shopping or meal prep, you could do like mini vlogs on there, or even full-length ones, whatever you want. And then like your fitness progress at the gym, like workout videos and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I need to start that.
Thank you.
Yeah. They all want, they keep offering to go to the gym with me to get me to actually do it.
You should go to Miss Kiff's gym.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know that was a thing until literally we were texting a couple days ago. Oh, okay.
It's brand new. But yeah, you can like go there and meet streamers and get them to come on your show.
So actually that brings me to my controversy, because you've been through a lot of different drama, and we don't need to go through them all. There's some boxing drama. I think that's currently kind of ongoing, isn't it?
No, it was last year. That was a Spanish streamer whose name is Abai. He's huge in Spain, and he was inviting international streamers too to come box in his big event, and I was going to, but then I had some like health stuff, so I couldn't. I had to drop out of training, but that was cool.
And there's some other drama we won't talk about. Then there's bands and blah 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 blah. All right, let's go into the meat. Yeah,
meaty.
This is what we're here for.
I'm always here for meat.
Let's do it. There's so much spending that I think I'm just mostly going to call out the big things, because again, yes, DoorDash, all this stuff. Like this is apparel store and TCG Player. You spent a decent amount of money there. Go to beauty shops. You Instacart all your food. It looks like. Do you cook food?
Not unless I'm doing like a specific stream thing.
Yeah, you order all your food, yeah?
Yeah, like I'll cook my dog's food, but for my food, it's easier just to DoorDash because going to the store and then cooking it will actually lose me money and time.
Yes, at your level, absolutely.
So,
and no, I get that for sure. Do you gamble like this Kingdom card games?
Kingdom card games.
Yeah, there's a couple things in here that sounded like in-app things.
I collect Pokemon cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
What
that is.
We had some clinic, some Kelsey Siebold clinic, $1,000.
Yeah. Let me see. I can't remember which one that is. Let me see.
It's at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. It's either. I think that's probably my medical stuff. Yeah, I had surgery recently.
Really?
So it's probably like stuff leading up to that.
Is there going to be ongoing medical costs?
I don't think so. I had cysts on each ovary that I had removed.
That doesn't sound fun.
No, it wasn't fun. But then there was like probably a bunch of like hormonal testing and all that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now make $2 million a month, but we're going to fancy places like Olive Garden. Love it. It's great.
I like their soup when I'm sick.
Oh, you're sick right now?
No. I'm good. Past tense. Yeah, this is older.
I'm like
a
anti be around sick people.
No.
Like they terrify me. Okay. Locksmith, $226.
Oh yeah, that one. I have my locks changed every time I have an assistant that leaves because of like my status. I don't want them to like feel like they're struggling for money and then come back and go crazy and like try to blackmail me or something. Not that I think that they would, because I'm a pretty good judge of character on who I hire anyways, but I just have that paranoid feeling.
Oh, that's fair. I just looked at your new assistant.
Yeah, so she's great.
You think will she do that?
Not in this condition. I don't think so. She have to get into drugs or something in the future, but you never know.
Do you, with your ex relationships with your employees, do you usually end good terms, bad terms?
That's good terms.
Okay, good.
Good terms.
That's good. And then you had a toy prop purchase, $2,500. This is where some of the big purchases are.
Those are OF toys. That was a business expense technically.
Yeah. Demand letter, $3,577.
Was that illegal? I think that was.
Oh yeah.
That was some legal expenses because there is an ongoing case right now. There is a very popular big franchise that has used my likeness and image without permission and my name and selling products in physical stores across America. So hopefully they'll accept my settlement. But yeah, that's what that is. Legal fees.
Are you able to say what you hope the settlement might be?
Not right now because I'm going back and forth and we might negotiate somewhere in the middle or else.
Gosh, I want a big company to settle with for a lot of money. That sounds fun. Oh. Except for the demand letter stuff. That doesn't sound as fun. And then something in, I think probably the town you're around. Something in Sugar Land, $2,000.
Oh, that's my dog. He has to go to the vet a lot right now because he has cancer.
You have pet insurance? Well, I don't know if it would qualify under.
No, I don't, because I just think for most of my situation, like insurance usually will not apply. Obviously, it would have been good with cancer, but like that's such like a one-off thing that you try not to think about. So in retrospect, I probably should have, but now that he has it, I can't. So
how's the pup doing?
We're making his life comfortable. So I have all the assistants giving him love and we're cooking him meat every day. So
all the assistants. Was there like an army of like?
There is, because it's like when I'm doing stuff like this, like someone's got to cook for the baby still.
Wow, how many people are there taking care of the?
Today 3. So
what the? That's awesome. That's crazy.
Someone's got to take care of him. Lots of animals.
We're Uber eating. We're collecting cards. Another toy prop. $11,000, $800 for this one.
Which one is that?
It was another toy prop from Spartan.
Oh,
how are these so much?
I'm having a custom robot made.
No way.
Yeah. So it's for OF. It's
like
a business expense. No, no,
to make for the content.
Yeah.
How often do you post? Like, how often do you have to post as someone making that kind of content to bring in this much money?
We post daily, but I have my team do it. I only make content for it like 2 days out of the month. Really.
Yeah, you batch it up.
Yeah, we do like 12, 15-hour photo shoots and just and then the
Is
team
it just
edits
pictures?
it.
You're making $1 million
No,
off
it's
the pictures?
it's videos too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, videos too.
Wow. What's a robot gonna do? Let's ask.
It's good marketing.
No, what does the robot do?
That's what everyone wants to know, and they have to buy the video to find out, Caleb.
Oh, okay. Good plug. Good plug. We're going out. We went to a game store. Again, things well within your budget. Card Kingdom. All that good stuff. And then it looks like you do lots of contractor things like Upwork stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that usually? Like video editing or?
Contractor just depends on like if it's usually not like tech. It's usually like around the house, like construction related.
Oh,
remodels, fixes. My dogs, they were digging in the side yard and they didn't actually hit anything, but just laying against the house in between that and the fiber line bent my fiber line. So I was out of internet for one of the days until the guy came and resoldered it. So that kind of thing can cost like $20,000 in time loss. So then I had to, I was having to like build stuff to adapt around problems like this. Then I built like a gate around the fiber line.
Yeah.
It's just random stuff.
How much square footage is this like whole mini compound that you have?
I think in building space, like inside, it's probably like 6,000 to 6,000 square feet or so.
Living my dream.
It's nice because I have work and life separated because I have a house for me.
Yeah.
With my bedrooms, my animals, and then I have like a driveway, and then I have like a 6-car garage set up, and that garage is converted into a studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Are you
it's
a car
like
person?
I'm not like a super big car person.
You
but
said you sometimes have to get like a
I
car
do.
for content.
Yeah,
Why don't you
like
just
I
rent?
have. No, I don't. I don't just do the lease and stuff. I will for some things, but
Well, I mean, like, what is like the content? Is it one-off content or?
no, it's off. I need like a nice car sometimes with enough space to be able to do car-themed OF videos where there might be something like Roadhead. We don't know, okay?
What?
It can vary. It varies.
All right. Wow. Okay.
It makes itself back. It's all good. It's a business expense.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Lots of Etsy stuff. Some billable hours, $2,000. That sounds dangerous, by the way. Like don't die if you're accumulating all this money.
It's parked.
Oh.
It's I'm responsible.
Okay. That's a whole wild industry that I know nothing about.
Yeah. You can do anything if you use it in a video. It's a tax expense.
Have you met with CPAs to confirm all of this? Okay.
Yep.
So I know a lot of people, they like to sometimes overestimate what is sometimes tax deductible.
That's why I do my horse. I like go to the barn and visit my horses on stream, and then everything horse related is also a tax expense.
Okay. Lots of just eating out. Let's see. Anything expensive here? DMCA review. Okay. Did someone try to knock you down?
No, it's a chronic OF girl problem. People try to leak, so you have a team that goes and takes them down.
Oh, yeah. Because, okay, as someone, not to get too much into my consumption habits, but I go the free route.
Yeah, I mean, I would too if I was a guy, but...
Yeah, like, I don't really understand spending money. Though, again, I respect the other side of it. Like,
yeah.
very well.
Well, I think it's more of a...
How does someone combat that?
You just have like a team that reaches out, in my case, and they will like DMCA websites will submit it to be like, hey, this is, copyrighted material to any website that's in America. Usually they have to honor it because they get scared because I have the team involves lawyers with legal like notices.
There has to be just like, I mean, the internet's wild. It's like the Wild West. It has to be impossible to get it all right.
Oh, it's impossible to get it all. And there are some websites that are foreign where it's like you can't do anything because they just don't honor those same laws and they won't respond. But Google will always honor it. So you just go to Google and you're like, hey, remove this listing from the search results, and boom, gone. So that's useful.
Out of the people you pay, when you do these things that are collaboratory in the road, is that someone like you go find and hire, or like
No, No, I work with another agency
Oh,
who does that. Yeah, and then
Makes sense.
through that agency too, they kind of like help the people that I manage.
interesting.
Yeah, for real work.
We have the wine enthusiast, big into the glug glug.
Oh, I get the wine, but I don't actually drink a lot of it.
Yeah.
It's more for my like social gatherings and stuff because I have like a bar in my house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're rich. $4,000 trademark filing of some kind. It's exciting.
Yes. Yeah.
New things on the horizon.
Yes, that's for an. I can't say the name because it's a surprise, but it's a good name. It's for an energy drink. I'm working on that with another streamer who's much larger than myself in terms of relevancy.
A competitor to Prime, perhaps.
Not really. It's just energy drink. It's not like watery
Yeah.
type.
Well, you can get the super
electrolyte
caffeinated
thing.
version of those.
Oh,
as well,
I didn't
but-
know, but I actually am working on KSI with a different business venture.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. My goodness. Okay.
Yeah, lots of fun things on the horizon.
Who
Busy,
should be
busy.
auditing who here? Is the question. Okay. And yeah, your energy bill's expensive. Not
Yeah.
really.
It
it makes sense at this
I
point.
think it's coming from someone who grew up in a family where the household income was just under 50,000 for most of the time, and three kids is what they raised. That feels expensive for me, but
Yes,
then I have
same.
I'm still have like a broke person's mentality. So I guess that keeps me from making bad decisions, though.
Oh yeah,
So-
absolutely. Now I know Houston's kind of like the armpit of Texas. It's like you don't get as much sun. It's all this stuff. Why don't you just solar panel yourself?
I'm actually working on that. Like the
Yeah.
permitting is the process is the annoying part.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Because I've been trying to get that since like last summer, and it's just such a slow process.
That's insane.
Yep. Yeah.
Filing re-contest BDE is what you put for this 2,100.
Let me see which one.
Towards the
Contest.
bottom.
Oh yes, that's for the energy drink because there was a different
Oh.
product that had a similar name.
Man, so you're just making products till the day you die. I can tell.
I'm trying. Yeah.
That's happening.
Well, as I know that, like, I'm 30 already, and even though I feel like I look relatively young for my age, I feel like the hot girl market is not reliable.
If I launch one product, they're all gonna say I'm taking advantage of poor people because I'm a financial
Right,
show.
I get the dilemma there. Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard. Even though I would want only people who can afford it to buy
Yeah.
it, but they'll think I'm only preying on people who don't have money. It's so confusing. It's so confusing.
You'd have to make like an app maybe for people to track their budgeting.
That's
And then
interesting.
an app subscription, where then it's like $5-10 a month or something.
It's a very interesting idea.
Yeah, and then they can like upload their own stuff in their statements, so it's kind of like it keeps track of it for them. And then if they want to pay premium, you can have a team that you refer them to, and it could just be outsourcing other accountants or whatever.
If only the people I was working with on a project didn't take forever.
Same. That's what happens in this industry, and I think that's just everywhere. It's just we didn't know
Yeah.
until we started doing it. Like, this is a long time.
CEQ Barnt CB
Let me see.
1300.
I think that was my horse's lease, like the stall, like boarding.
Post Oak Motors Cars $14,000.
The windshield. Okay, so one of the cars I got recently, and it just took a while to get it. I got a Rolls Royce, but then within 3 days of having it, some hater, probably one of those Eat the Rich Facebook posters, came and shattered the windshield when it was parked, and I was just in the store for 5 minutes. And I was like, what?
Really?
Ridiculous. Yeah, so day 4, it was already in the shop getting repaired, and that glass is
And it costs
expensive,
that
but
much? Yeah, I was gonna say.
car insurance, I have it. I know that's new for you with guests on the show.
Yes. You should have got a Cybertruck. It's unbreakable,
I
right?
actually have looked into Cybertrucks. For me, though, I just don't feel like they'll actually fit that much for a truck, like space-wise.
No, they don't. No.
Yeah.
Myself and a couple of my teammates, we drove a Cybertruck the other day. One of the first made here, and it's small on the inside. It's like not comfortable.
Yeah, I haven't been in one, but it just, from the appearance of the shape, it just looked like it would not be useful for big dogs or like anything that I need. So
No, we could barely fit the people in the back.
I might get one just for fun, because why not? But I don't know. Maybe.
$1,000 on something that's blacked out. Dispute hours re BDE 1,000.
Yeah, because there were legal fees looking into the taken name for the product I'm working on.
Oh, when you fly, do you just like fly everyone in the like Houston area? Because this is expensive. $3,000, $3,000, $4,000. What are we doing? We're just like renting half of a plane.
Let me see. Because I had to buy
beginning of last month.
That's probably just the first class tickets there and back for me and my staff.
How many?
Anywhere from like 3 to 5 people at a time.
3 to 5. Okay.
But then you do like there and back, right? So
see, I thought we were upgrading from road head to plane head for content purposes.
For some reason, flight attendants just aren't down with that.
Come on, join us in 2024, flight attendants. Tens of thousands of people have been through our budgeting program, and you need to as well. We literally have the lowest refund rate industry-wide, and the reason is people get value from this, and they are changing their lives. If you need any help at all managing your money, this educational course is perfect for you. Check out the link in the description below.
I have joined the Mile High Club personally, but it's hard to make a video and do that, All
right.
Let's do that on the private plane next time.
You have a private plane?
No, but I have flown private though for an event.
Oh, because if you had a private, I'm terrified of flying.
Yeah.
And if you had a private plane, I would try to ask you for a flight so I can get over it. But
next time I'm on one, we'll invite you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Lots of Uber Eats, DoorDash, as it goes. The Ritz-Carlton. Oh, I guess we've moved beyond just Holiday Inn.
Yeah. I feel like when it comes to performance and you gotta feel well rested.
Everything comes back to that somehow. Like even if I try to steer away, it somehow comes back to just like can't escape it.
Nope.
eBay. This is a finance show.
Okay, what does eBay costs?
It was $466. That's actually an expensive eBay.
Like $466. Probably cards. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Domino.
Or it could have been.
Doesn't matter.
It also could have been plushies. I also collect plushies from my favorite movie, Spirit, but all the merch is 2002.
What Spirit?
OG horse Spirit movie. Yeah, Stallion of the Cimarron.
Something else in Sugarland, 2,455.
Oh, if it's Sugarland, it's probably my dog's cancer vet. It's so expensive. So expensive with cancer.
Optics Planet, is that your gym?
Optics Planet. I can't remember.
You've spent a lot there. 758 on this one, and then there was some more on the other one. Do you budget at all? Because some of these you just don't know.
I will.
You track your expenses.
Keep track. I will. Yeah, I do. But I mostly keep track of how much I have available in my accounts for like capital calls. It's more of like that kind of budget, like knowing that something is coming up that will require me to send a huge chunk, and then like being like policing myself on like stuff like Pokemon cards or whatever, like expenses until.
Because this is just your personal. This isn't your business checking account.
Yeah.
This is your personal, and you have about 7 purchases a day on average.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Some of them are subscriptions, so it's automatic, but still, that's wild.
Well,
I can't even imagine.
I also have my staff who just they have access to like the accounts.
Why not the business? Instead, this is personal.
Oh, the personal one. It depends what it is. Sometimes if it's like I have them paying my horse stuff, like or vet bills, then they'll just do it. They'll go on there and do it. So sometimes I like don't realize how many are going the other day because I'm just telling them to take care of it.
Wow, a true Texan. Gunworks.
Yeah, I have guns and I've invested in a lot of ammo, since you never know. That's probably holds its value better than a lot of the stocks. If it hit the fan scenario.
Oh, you mean if the entire economy went to zero? Sure.
Exactly.
Bullets would be better.
Doomsday prepping. Okay. But also, I need bullets in case crazy people show up. So
that one's fair.
Yeah.
More expensive eBay. Uchiko. I love Uchiko. I like Uchi more, but Uchiko.
Delicious.
Yum. Okay, and then more plane tickets, $700. Oh gosh. Okay, and just a lot of plane expenses. Yeah. Patreon. Okay, you're spreading the love.
I still have Patreon, yeah.
You're throwing some money towards other Patreons.
I'm also getting
Not
money I'm getting money from Patreon.
Oh, okay. Hotel West Hollywood. Expensive there. Expensive insurance. The State Farm insurance, $2,444.
Yeah. It's expensive stuff. Like a good neighbor.
Smoothie King, we're door dashing. Come on. If we're going to door dash, at least have smoothies that taste like something that isn't sugar.
Hear me out. I had to do that when I'm sick and I don't feel like eating and I need nutrients. So I just do like the spinach smoothies.
I was
and
gonna
I'm
say,
like,
it's all
add all
sugar.
this stuff to it.
Okay.
I do healthy smoothies.
Surprise, surprise, no interest ever paid this year because, okay. Hey, people have asked for a positive audit, so this is their positive audit for the year. $1,319 spent on this card. Steam games.
Yeah.
Wow. Guns, horses, and video games. You're every guy's dream girl. It's crazy.
Except I guess the good thing is, even though I have all those much spending, at least I make the money rather than asking them to do it, right?
Wait, what?
For a
I did
dream
not
girl,
follow that
usually
along.
horse girls are like expensive.
Okay.
They're like red flags. She'll take all your money, and it's like, well,
okay.
At least I can pay for my own
Quest
desires.
Diagnostics, staying up to date to make sure things are good when collaborating.
Oh yeah, no, that's mostly probably the hormonal related stuff. I have to get lab tests and things.
You give money to Twitch streamers. I like that.
Yeah, I
Spreading the
I
love.
subscribe to my friends.
There's some plush stuff. And Spotify. You can afford Spotify.
Yeah,
You can.
I
afford
can.
Spotify. And then more Twitch. Okay. And then here's your primary check-in. We'll get into your business expenses in a bit. This is a little bit of money. No. Okay. These are subtractions. There's just Twitch, just $5 going out here, $5 going out here. And this must be from your company. Isolani?
yeah.
Is that your?
That's my LLC that everything is under, like all the Amouranth related things.
Okay. So you transfer over a casual $220,000.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you paid yourself $2,000. Okay.
Well,
So,
I pay myself because then it helps with taxes if you like pay yourself a
Are
salary
you
from an
S-corped?
LLC. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, rather than staying a sole proprietor. Like I think
Sure.
there's a tax form somewhere. I think I gave her. I have it. Where in 2021 I did the switch, so it has like two different like classifications of it.
Okay. To broker, I think a broker, interactive broker. Yeah, $100,000 went out.
I think that
okay.
one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lots of Twitch
If
money
you
going
like
out.
looking at tax forms, that's fun.
That's
$13
that gets me
million
going.
in taxes. Thanks, Uncle Sam.
Wait, how much?
Oh.
Wait, total?
Well,
like ever?
I mean, like on the tax form, that my net income is 13 million, so it's like I have to pay taxes on that.
So,
but that's
yeah.
why I do all my like real estate type investments with like the gas stations and the orchard, so that I can write those off and to just like subtract them from my yearly income and have a lower tax rate.
I have big questions about that gas station coming up.
Okay.
Blizzardant?
Some things I don't recognize because it doesn't sound like what
They're
I
just
spend it on.
endless, like just little bits of money going out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That Blizzard Entertainment. That's what that is.
Okay, yeah.
That's my WoW subscription potentially, or like plushies that I bought, or was that? I don't know. There's always conventions too.
So 453,447 went in, $229,813 went out, ended with $444,902. Casual.
Oh, those are my Diablo purchases. I bought the horse skins in Diablo.
Can I ask you? You don't have to tell me because it's not your. It would impact her personal things. But how much does she make? How much do you pay your people?
They start off like around like 40,000 a year.
Okay.
Yeah, like starting, and then they grow from there.
People gave me hate for paying people $100,000 a year. They
Really?
They said I'm taking advantage of people. Yeah.
People are
Are
entitled.
my people just meaner or something?
They're just trying to blackmail you into paying more. Oh, you mean your audience?
Yeah.
Oh, they're entitled to what they think they should be making from a rich boss, but they don't realize the people that they work for daily, who they're accepting minimum wage from, are often billionaires. If you go up the ladder enough, worry about yourself.
Here's Wells Fargo business card purchases, $9,000. Nintendo, Amazon. This is where all the Amazon is. It's like just Amazon. Bezos all day. Amazon.
Bezos, Daddy Bezos.
We got some Asian fusion food.
Delicious.
Expensive PetSmart trip makes sense.
Yeah, every time I go to PetSmart, it's like $400 minimum.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's just on the bunnies, honestly. Those spoiled bunnies.
I'm like actually jealous.
Aww.
So
Do you have
because-
any animals?
No, I have 2 dogs, but I couldn't do more than that
What kind?
in my life. Half golden, half Aussie, and then half Great Pyrenees, half something.
We think alike. I have a golden retriever and a border collie.
Oh,
And a Caucasian shepherd who's a guardian dog, like a Pyrenees.
you should have brought them.
I should have. The
should've
border
brought them-
collie would have behaved. Everyone else would have been annoying, but the border collie.
The recording before, well, mine are crazy, so I get it. Like mine are wild, but
Are you sure you only want 2? Because I'm having puppies soon with the gold and the border collie. Am I enabling?
we'll talk about it later. Actually, if I had more time, the guest that we filmed most recently before you, their pup was under the desk the whole time, and it was awesome. I loved it so much. I love when people bring their dogs here.
Next time.
My people probably don't, but I love it. Rough Greens, this is Amazon. This is Amazon for eternity. We're just clicking buy on Amazon 5 times a day.
Sponsor
You
me, Rough
love
Greens.
that app.
Please sponsor me, Rough Greens. I'm sure I haven't reached out to them, but should. Rough Greens. Ask them. If Brett can do it, so can I.
$40,000 a year to call Rough Greens. Go get it.
They have a great life. You know, both the animals and my assistants. It's a good job. It's fun.
$1,481,000 sitting in our business checking, which is great. It's mostly just transferring money back and forth. This is house staff cleaning, $1,750, then $1,900. Then you got paid by Nova Inc. You get paid by them a lot. Novo.
Yeah, that's one of my agency people. Yeah.
Oh, very
They
cool.
help with sponsorships.
Patreon, quite small now.
Oh yeah, I don't really post on it anymore. It's just people who kind of have forgotten to cancel their subscriptions. So
Yeah. $100,000 in from Phoenix. Internet.
Internet.
Phoenix.
That just means
Phoenix.
yeah, that's just one of the payments that comes in from my influencer stuff. I have a lot of stuff.
You have a lot. 100,000 coming in there. 100,000 coming in there. $40,000 coming in there.
I also have,
$100,000. $100,000. Kill me.
Yeah.
Oh, Evolved paid $366,000 casually.
Yeah, sponsorships and deals and kick deals and everything. It's a monthly.
Smoothies. I think we can afford it. I don't think there's anything wrong there. Some payroll stuff going out. Okay. What's your full-time team size? How many people do you have on full-time?
That's a good question. Because it's like I have like full-time cleaners too that like will also do other stuff, and then I have like full-time dedicated assistants.
Yeah, just
So-
how many people do you have full-time across the board?
I would say probably around 10 maybe.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, because some people work from home too, so they don't come into the office, but they're like editing, you know?
More money coming in. 100 there. 100 there. 100 there. 100 there. $519,000 there. This looks like a transfer. No, that was a talent agency.
Yeah.
$89,000 there.
But you see, this is why like I haven't stopped, right? Because I'm like, I have such a good deal right now, and I'm only 30. What am I gonna do?
Teach me your ways. I'm 1 year away from 30, and I feel like a failure looking at all this. This is wild.
Give me the glasses. It's time
Just
for
coach me. Bring me under your wing. My
capitalism.
goodness. Okay, so these are. I think this is the more interesting part of your finances because these are your investments.
Yeah.
We don't talk about investments as much on this show. We had an increase of market performance, I think, in this one of 40,323 in the most recent statement.
Which one is this? Let me see.
J.P. Morgan.
JP Morgan. Ah. Yeah. Oh yeah. The when it's like a 3 million, it's usually like the gas station stuff. Normally. Yeah.
That's the gas station.
But yeah, gas stations are like 3 mil something each.
How many do you own?
I have a few different ones. Like I think about 3 right now. I'm working on a 4th.
How much have you spent on gas stations total?
Well, each one I will invest money into, and I think it's like each is worth about like 3 to 4 mil because that's like the land plus all the facilities, right?
Okay, let's call it $3.5 million for all 3 each.
Yeah.
Okay, so 10, 5, 0, 0. What's your yearly cash flow for these?
I'm not sure right now because I haven't looked at it in a while. I'm really looking at this one. Let me text. I can text my accounts and they'll know. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
They'll know.
So I'm very curious on this.
Let me see.
So this is a brokerage, 3 million. We went to 3,412,822.
I just call them. Hey, how much like in the gas stations have I invested so far? Would you say that we can like? Yeah, the down payment was about $1 million each, but borrowed up to 4. So, and then what about what the cash flow is right now? I know at one point we were looking at like 85,000 a year profit from one, but total. Yeah. So yeah, I don't really like know it off the top usually because I don't really look at them for profitability. It's more of just so I can reduce that on paper to the IRS how much I'm making because I have all these business expenses.
What was the intent behind these gas station purchases then? As a tax vehicle?
Tax vehicles.
Okay.
Yep.
How much do you plan to continue to expand the gas station empire?
I guess as much as the clause goes on for, because like when I started doing it, and it's still going for a bit for now, what they're allowing people to do who buy stuff like the gas stations is you can take the entire amount of like money that it's projected worth of the facility, not the land, right? But you can expense that by taking that total, subtracting it from your yearly income, and now you tax on that new lower yearly income.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like a good thing that I can just put money into, and then later on I have these properties that I can then exchange later for like a down payment on like a better piece of land. So that's kind of like the thing right now, shielding myself from like useless tax going to Uncle Sam, and that I can later get like some kickback now, like $250,000 a year.
Well, I was concerned for the cash flow itself, but that makes more sense if you're doing
it's not for profitability. It's just for convenience later on the road, basically later down.
So you've put $3 million down in total or $4 million down in total?
About $4 million down into it over like all of them, like net.
So yeah, we're looking closer to like a 6%, return on that cash specifically on a yearly basis. Is that $250,000 before expenses or after? That's like what hits your account.
I think that's the account. Yeah, what hits the account.
Okay, good. So I mean, yeah, like just for example,
I'm not running the gas station, by the way.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Just for example, though, the cash flow percentage that I get on the cash that I invest in my properties up north in Michigan, I get about double that. But you're not using this for cash flow purposes.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just a landlord. I just lease out the facility to the gas stations. So I don't have really like anything except that.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's it's very low management. You basically just are like, I'm working with an accountant, right? So I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. And then I don't think about it. And then I get money back.
In the next 30 years, do you see the gas station business?
I think by then I would have, as a business that's different, like as an industry. But I think for me, I would have probably converted them already into down payment for another piece of property that I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. So because I'm just thinking of the industry, there's lots of tax incentives right now to go electric, and there's, I know it's small right now. The electric car industry is small, but it is picking up more and more steam. And I'm like, is the gas station business the industry of the future?
Yeah, I think the good thing about gas stations is as long as like whoever owns the land gives permission, and of course they will, just put the superchargers on there, right?
Yeah.
It's like
absolutely.
What's the difference? Yeah, you can just have them on the side. I mean, they always have like a car wash, and then like a bunch of parking space that like is not being used. Just have your little supercars there, or buy a lot next to it and expand that.
And then when you sell these, you're just going to roll them into the next property, and you're just going to continue to roll.
Yep.
Okay.
That's kind of why I haven't made a purchase yet on a big piece of land, because it's like, well, right now, like the market's kind of mid for that anyways. And
people want to get rid of that rule though, where you can roll it.
I hope
over.
they don't. Hope they don't. Fingers crossed.
Okay, so this is one of your smaller accounts. Yeah, the $3 million sitting there. And then on this one's interesting. We have $27 million in stocks, but it looks like you withdrew about $1.5 million in cash potentially from this portfolio.
I think that was for the private equity expense.
Okay,
like one of those capital calls.
Right.
That's why I said they surprised me with how big it was. That's why I'm like, oh, I should do. Good thing I'm doing the payments instead of just paying stuff full out, because I just need the money to be in that account to withdraw from.
And do you have someone that's like picking the stocks for you, or how do you go about it?
My accountant will bring stuff to me, and then I have to approve it. Mm-hmm. They don't just do it without me knowing. We usually have a discussion about it, but yeah, they'll find stuff for me. But in general, like I know like safe stocks, like my personal knowledge that I've gained is just typically what I like to stick to, unless someone else older and wiser is like, hey, this is an opportunity. I like stuff like Visa or like Shopify, things that aren't going anywhere. I'm like, oh, safety.
Why not just buy the overall market at this point, though?
I have some in that too.
I know we have a little. You have a little VOO, but there's a lot of single stock picks.
Yeah, I probably should be investing more into it. I guess right now I'm just trying to, until I get like the private equity thing, because it's only set for like $5 million. So I feel like I'm halfway there. And so I'm just making sure that I have enough guaranteed.
Explain your private equity thing that you're involved in.
So I can't say the names because they're
Sure.
private, but basically I invest $5 million into it total, and they are calling for that, every however many months in between, random amounts. I won't know it until they say, give it this amount of time. If you don't do it, you get cut from the deal, basically. And then it's going to kick back when it's all said and done, anywhere from on the low end, $500,000 a year for me not doing anything for ongoing, and
If
to $1
what you're
million.
investing in is successful.
No, I mean if I were to complete all the 5 million. Not it's like it's like pretty much like locked in. People are really good at it. And it's already working really well. Like that plus some other stock dividends already, and that's not even paid off yet. Is like $50,000 a month that I'm getting for not doing anything.
Do you know what the private equity firm is doing on the other side?
What do you mean by doing?
What are they doing with the money that is producing the return?
They're buying like smaller mom and pop businesses or whatever that are reliable, and then they're investing into that.
So the company that I was involved in, that I worked with before YouTube, they were bought by private equity that does some similar to this. They raise large sums of capital to then go buy businesses. They've done very successful businesses, but then they raised a round, they bought that company, and that company essentially completely failed.
Wow. Well, this one is a little more reliable.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the private equity that bought the company I was in, they're like some of the top. Like, they own GTA. Like, they're huge. So
yeah, well, GTA can't make a game efficiently in a certain amount of time. So
okay, I always have to push back the overall confidence.
Yeah,
I'm
confident. Okay.
It is certainly riskier than just buying in the overall market, though.
It is, but it's good for me. So
how much do you put in how often into this fund then?
It's random calls. I think was it on there? Did it say how many? Was that the document for it?
Do they have one ginormous fund that you're into, or are you buying into specific funds that they have going on at different times?
No, it's just like I'm just investing into their total thing, and they decide which business it is.
Sure.
So I'm just like, here you go, trust you, vibe.
Okay. It's interesting.
So far, they've been good.
I'd love more insights into that, but I know we got to keep things private.
Yeah.
But that's very curious. I'm very interested in that. So in here we have, the dividends. Your dividends are wild. So your last statement, if I'm not mistaken, this was your last quarterly statement. We brought in $84,365 for the dividend investors. Like that's very, very exciting.
It is
salivating.
I know. That's why I'm like, ooh. Because like right now, I think once the private equity stuff is done, I'll be a lot more like willing to just invest in other things after that. Just got to keep it tight for now. But yeah.
Your biggest things are in BEP and BTI, TDG, Visa. There's some Visa, Microsoft.
Microsoft's good, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of.
I just save stuff. It's like, do you use it every day? Probably invest in it, like tobacco. That's good too.
I saw a big tobacco one in here.
People just won't quit.
Well, now with vaping,
I should. I don't know. I haven't looked into Zen. Maybe I should invest in that if they do it. Zen's getting popular.
What and then with your dividends that you receive, do you just reinvest them all, or do you withdraw them? What do you do?
A lot of it is reinvesting. Yeah, I usually won't withdraw unless like I have a capital call and my payments haven't come through in time.
Okay.
For all my sponsorships and deals.
And then in here, our private client with Chase Brokerage. They're obsessively calling me, by the way.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're wanting to get your business, or do you already have that?
No, they want it.
Okay.
And I'm just like, dude, I'm chilling in Fidelity and Moo, just basic stuff. I like just doing my own. I just invest in the market, but whatever. It's fine. So I think this is where you had some of your tobacco stocks, if I'm not mistaken. So there's just lots of movements in here. Are these the ones that come to you and before they make decisions, or are you have them on their own just going?
They don't come to me as much as like the gas station type stuff, like opportunities I have to look to. For most part, it's automatic, but like I already know generally what it was because I already told them to do it. So
with this right here, do you know their average yearly performance over the history of their?
I don't.
See, I'm just curious. I'm curious how it compares to the S&P 500. I really am.
Yeah,
I'm so
not
curious.
Sure. I haven't looked
and then
into that.
with whatever fees they have on top of it, even if they're doing better, is their fees just immediately just squashing whatever extra you might get?
Yeah, I'm not sure. For me, I kind of feel like the difference to look into probably isn't worth my time
Why
for right
do you
now.
do it then?
That's what I started doing. I think it's working for me, so I'm just keeping it going.
Okay.
But the difference is to look around and compare. I probably would have to like put someone on that because my time is just not worth it to.
Well, when talking millions,
Yeah.
an extra 2%
Yeah,
that
no,
you could be
definitely.
saving.
I just feel like right now, if I were to like go look, I'm like, oh, like the headache is not.
Nah,
worth
you
it.
tell someone to look,
Yeah,
right?
I know. That's why I have to. I have to tell them, but I don't know right now.
Ah, there it is. Did a $23,000 buy on British American Tobacco. And you got a 49,323 230 oh my gosh. $49,233 according to quarterly dividends. I cannot. Cool.
Generally, if it's legal and people use it to cope with their unhappiness in life, it's probably a great business to invest into. Sadly, but that's reality.
Gosh. $534,356 in dividends a year. That's nice.
Is it enough? No, I'm proud. I'm happy.
Well, it
with
depends
where
what
it
you're
is.
trying to get to.
Right.
I don't do a lot of
No.
dividend investing.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with the progress on it. Yeah.
Well, is that your retirement plan? Dividends specifically?
I mean, eventually, yeah. I just want all the dividends to come for me not doing anything, is so that way I can just dedicate all my time to animals. Because what I really want to do for my retirement plan is my own fun projects. Like I want a dog rehabilitation, like to get dogs who are both on the street and then ones who are going to be put down other shelters. Like bring them over here because I'll have more space.
Yeah.
So I want to do that for dogs and then get them adopted and stuff. And for things like veterans, if they are going across to serve, I want to be able to board their dogs and take care of them till they get back. And if they don't come back, sadly, then we'll find homes for them. Mm-hmm. I just think it's like a lot of stuff, fun stuff that I can do that most people don't get the opportunity to do, that I'm excited about. But I want to make sure that I have all my resources and things figured out so that I don't have to go asking for donations, because that's unreliable. Because one of the shelters I looked up to, or I still do, but during COVID, they couldn't have like their charity auctions or like their galas. They would have like all their fundraising in person. And they didn't have like a big social media presence, and so they were really struggling. But they have like such a nice facility, and theirs is like $2 million a year to maintain. Like it's really nice.
And you said you only want $1 million, a million a year.
Yeah, to start like
Cash
looking
flow.
for a ranch. I mean,
Oh, okay.
yeah, before I start property hunting.
Okay, gotcha.
So that would cut into it if I don't have like enough internet, and that kind of gives Starlink more time to catch up to.
How is the private equity paying out so far, by the way? Is there any payout so far?
There is some, yeah. I think at the end of this, I think when I get to the end of it, it's projecting to be like the next year after the $5 million is paid to be like in the 700,000 per year kickback.
Okay.
So. No, it's pretty good. It's on track for that. Right now, I haven't like caught up with the most recent investment. I haven't looked at that. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but yeah.
And really, your only debts is the $1.34 million mortgage of $7,828 a month. It's crazy. What rate did you get for that?
I can't remember. Let me message, because I was comparing a lot of different rates and options for a lot of different properties at the time. So
Well, when did you get it? What year?
Last year. 5.75% interest rate.
Okay, so 5.57% interest rate, the 2.1% property tax. What kills me is my mortgage on like a $800,000 mortgage is almost the same payment because Austin you.
Yep, they sure do.
But I couldn't live in Houston.
Yeah.
This is too humid, and this is.
Is it that much more humid? I don't know, because I live there
decently,
full-time.
and it's less sunny, and it says there's no hills.
Less
It's all
sunny.
flat.
I guess it
Just
rains a little bit more,
Yeah, you
but
get more
we
coastal
still
rain.
had a drought in the summer.
I know, but
It was awful.
There's no beautiful hills.
No, there's not. It's definitely on a topography scale much more boring.
And it's a highway.
Yeah, and socially more boring as well.
Yeah, and it's a highway.
What do you mean?
It is very car dependent. Incredibly.
It
car
is,
dependent.
but the highway makes more sense there. Like the grid is
Well,
like,
with how they built the city, yes, it
Yes.
makes more sense.
it's not like random turns on a hill. Like, oh,
They could have built the city around, humans existing instead of the car, but
right.
yeah, they built it around the car.
Efficiency
Wow.
for working.
Is everyone stuck in gridlock efficient versus being on a train or something where you get space?
I would say only a few parts of the area is
Katy Freeway.
gridlock. It's actually not as bad. It's mostly like 290 and 610, but those because they're narrower, it's congestion. That's the issue. But they're always under construction to expand it.
Well, yeah, with
So
induced demand, every time you add a lane, eventually within about 3 to 6 months, it fills up to
of
just
course.
about the same.
Yeah, it's a process.
Yeah. Okay, and then you have another mortgage, $457,000. Is that a rental property? What are you doing with that?
I have my former house that I've converted for now into just extra office space for like.
You need that much?
I don't need it, but I haven't started. I don't want to sell it right now because it's appreciated a lot in value, and so I think it's going to keep doing that.
And no renting?
I've considered renting, and I'm thinking about moving them all to the main house. I'm just trying to get that space figured out first before I just decide to kick my own staff out and start renting it out.
Sure.
And then you got to have like stuff moved because I still kind of use it as a storage facility too for my stuff because I didn't want to just move all my stuff and I didn't need per se.
Okay. So that's the finances that we have. In 2022, you said you're worth about $40 million. What do you think you're worth today?
I don't know because I don't know how to calculate that on a how much do I have to spend versus like projected.
Not to spend. It's just like all your assets minus all your liabilities.
I mean, it's probably how much have I made this year? What year was that again?
2022.
2022.
Because we can't really calculate the private equity one as much, but what we have is about $35 million.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on.
We also didn't calculate equity in either the properties or the gas station properties in that as well because we don't know what they're worth. So honestly, it could be like 45.
Yeah, I know. 45 would be, yeah.
If that $45 million was just in the overall market, $45 million, and you withdrew 3% for the rest of the year, which means it'll pretty much never run out, that would only be $1,350,000 a year in guaranteed income for the rest of your life. So you already hit the goal if you're in the overall market.
I would have to finish my investing, my private equity to be able to get that much, actually.
Well, no. That if your net worth was all in the market, which is impossible because you have you have your personal residence. But just as an example, if you were worth $45 million and it was in just the S&P 500 and you withdrew 3% a year, which is the number that you hit to never run out of money based on historical performance, that's $1.35 million a year for the rest of your life guaranteed. Instead of overcomplicating all this stuff.
I guess if you project it for the future, not just what am I getting right now in dividends kind of thing.
Well, that's even without dividends. Dividends will boost it up even more. Yeah. But with dividends, I'd probably just reinvest it anyway, typically. Because usually...
I'm wanting to get like without me like withdrawing, I'm thinking like dividends, I want like at least $1 million. Backing. And then I withdraw.
Dividends in what though? Highly performing dividend stocks or in just basic overall well-performing stocks that are giving smaller dividends?
It's a mixture of stuff because I do so much different things that are kicking back money, right? So between like the properties and then the private equities and then the stocks themselves.
Well, I'm just curious on your taking investing because when it comes to me, I just go simple. I go
complicated.
You go very complicated. I feel like, do you have a lot of mouths in your ear when it comes to giving you advice on money? Lots of different.
Yeah, and then I kind of have to weed through like who is really understanding of the situation and who's like looking at it from a traditional standpoint where it's like a stable job for years kind of vibe, and like what's safest that way versus like what's a good opportunity for my unique situation.
Do you think the United States economy will be better by the time you're retired than it is today? Bigger.
Oh, bigger?
Sorry, bigger. Yes.
Okay.
We average about what 1.5% to 2% growth a year, if I'm not mistaken, in GDP. Right. Maybe 3.
But what about like the inflation? How fast is that?
Oh, well, they shoot for 2, but I think they get about 3.5 on average.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be bigger. I just feel like.
Well, 1 second.
By the time because it depends when I retire too, I guess.
3.2% is the average U.S. GDP growth. This is according to Yahoo. So, in general, the reason why I just bet in the overall bet, it is technically a bet. I just go into the overall market. It's because I don't think the United States has that major competitor that would make it by the time we retire that we would be a smaller economy. Like, I really don't. So I'm just betting.
I don't think it'll be smaller. I just don't know if it'll grow by the time I retire. But I guess it depends when I retire, right? Is that like 2 or 3 years? Is it 5 years? Is it 10 years?
Okay.
I don't really know.
I just know a lot of people that don't invest in the overall market. They have a lot of doom and gloom behind them. And I'm just going off of historical performance since, the S&P 500 was created. It's about 10% a year. What is it? It's like 8 to 12% on average. So like 10%. Dude, money just put in there, less complicated, not investing advice, less complicated, withdraw 3% a year. You never run out of money. It most likely just grows. That's $1.35 million a year.
It's very sound. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that more after the final capital calls for sure. And probably look more into it too when I get back. But what my accountant's saying right now is the reason why is we're assigning gas stations as zeros because we're waiting for like the 1031 transfer to unlock that value.
Sure.
So conservatively, for the same thing for the orchard. So conservatively, about like 40 million still, roughly.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. On a
we're pretty close.
They like to give me numbers conservatively because I tell them don't get my hopes up.
Yeah.
Like, let's go for like economy.
Yeah.
Like then I feel safe. Then I'm not like, biting my nails. If I like want to spend a lot of money on like a huge property and then.
Yeah. No, I do the same when I talk to my people who help me buy properties up north. Okay. If you're anything like me, you understand how staring at screens all day can really take a toll on your eyes. That's why I'm excited to talk about my experience with today's sponsor, Warby Parker. And let me tell you, it's been awesome. First off, the selection is incredible, with frames starting at just $95. This includes prescription lenses with UV protection. They've got something for everyone. And speaking of selection, their home try-on program is genius. You get to try 5 pairs at home for free with no strings attached. Plus, they'll recommend frames tailored for your style and fit preferences. Taking care of your eyes can look good, too. I hope, because I wear them every day. Also, shipping is free both ways, so when trying out a pair, it's completely risk-free. You're going to love the experience of Warby Parker as much as I have these last few years. Head over to warbyparker.com/hammer right now to take the home try-on quiz and pick 5 pairs of frames to try on at home for free. That's warbyparker.com/hammer. And I like getting into the complicated things. I get into the complicated things when I do my property stuff. So it's not like I'm like fully against that. I'm just trying to show, you said you wanted $1 million a year in guaranteed income.
Yeah.
Technically, I think you could be there if you wanted to be right now.
I think so too. I'm more of just concerned about like things in the market not going well, I guess. I just like to play things safe, especially when I already have like terms like the kick deal where it's like I'm locked in for a certain amount of years and I always have like other like yearly contracts with other websites that'll like pay me to stream there or whatever. It's like,
if the market doesn't do well though, how are those small businesses going to do well? Like, if the market isn't performing well, how are all those other business ventures usually going to do well? Because if the market's not performing well, the economy's not doing very well. Right. And if the economy's not doing well, those businesses are not doing well. So why not just invest in the market?
I think at this one, it's like when I started investing in it, it was going to ensure me like a bigger kickback faster than just the index funds. And obviously, like now, it probably wouldn't make sense for me at the scale that private equity has to do it now. But I kind of started that before I was making $1 million a month. So. But yeah, I think the index is generally the best advice for people.
And then on the business ventures, we already mentioned the fart, which is just absolutely wild, but you made a killing, so what
fart stars!
It's great. You sold out, right?
I mean, does it really ever sell out?
Does it? Well, on the website it said sell out.
Yeah, I could bring it back whenever I want to, but...
How much did you make off of it in total by the end?
Let's see, I think each was I don't remember. I did hot tub jar waters too at the time. So I can't remember which price was what.
Well, okay, so it's marked on the website for the cutie patooties as $1,000 each, but marked down to $4.99. So I don't know what the actual sales price was.
My farts went down in value after a while. I got less protein in the diet. Got to kick that back up.
And then you upsold the hot water jars for $200, but it's marked down to $49. Yeah,
it's because I don't really get in the hot tub anymore. So it's just, it would be like My dogs are in it too, tainting the water.
Do you know how much you made across both of those? I'm curious.
I want to say probably like 100,000 maybe.
Okay. Then you launched the AI chatbot. You made $34,000 in the first day?
Yeah, that's
Insane.
cool.
How much have you made since?
I think it hasn't been going enough for me to like get an average. I'd have to see how much, but I think about per week, it's probably like I got like 3,000 or so a week right now. You're not doing anything though.
Crazy.
It's just the AI
most
talking to
passive
people.
thing. Oh, did you have to buy into it?
No, they approached me and were like, "Will you let us do this and take a percentage of it?" And I was like, "Yeah,
What is
go
your
for it."
life? You make so much money.
I know.
Oh my gosh. My producer's note says we should buy it. We're not buying it for your research, Noah, you weirdo.
They have like a free version that's fun to play with. At least it did for a bit. I don't know if they still offer it, but yeah, there was like a free
and then he
trial
says we
version.
should make one for me as well. We're also not doing that, Noah. His notes
It'd be kind
are-
of dangerous for you because then they'd be asking you financial advice.
Oh no.
For me, they're just like it's like just a person to talk to, kind of like MSN chatbots back in the day, but mine's more advanced, so it remembers every single conversation that it's
so
had with a person. Eternal memory.
Oh, the purchases of that.
Yeah.
I mean, would you feel insulted or bad if I called them losers?
No.
Okay. Are they losers?
It depends on the situation. Some people, absolutely. Like if they're lonely because they chose not to get their life together and they just don't want to, work or whatever it is, yeah, you would call that a loser. But some people have like such bad social anxiety that even though they go to a job, it's how they can afford to pay for like
Doesn't their social anxiety
that kind of
gets
thing.
worse though if that's the outlet?
Not really, because usually they're turning to it as as a coping mechanism for an already like problematic trait that they have. It's kind of like an aspirin, I guess, for people who have that bad of social anxiety and have literally no one to talk to. Some people are just really lonely. They don't have family anymore.
Yeah.
They don't have friends. And so for a lonely person, that's like taking an aspirin for your social meter or your loneliness. It doesn't fix the issue, but at least makes you feel better for a little bit.
These questions. Noah just wrote the most insane questions. Everyone did their own research section, and Noah wrote the most insane questions.
Oh, let me hear them. I want to hear. I like insane
Well, we already
questions.
did the should I launch Apparently, I'm thinking about selling my kidney stones to the audience. Can you help with the packaging?
The packaging. We'll just do that picture you showed me earlier on the couch.
Yeah. How do you prepare to fart 1,000 times? I feel like that just happens naturally.
I wasn't doing it per demand, right? It was more of like I just had jars in the bathroom, and because I take care of my fitness, I have a lot of protein. When I go to the bathroom, usually there's like a wall of gas before you take the defecation, and it's just like I'm gonna fill jars because it's right there on the floor.
There's literally only one thing that grosses me out in this world, and it's poop.
Well, I'm not pooping in the jar.
Well, yeah. It's almost
That's
there,
worth
though.
extra. That's extra. That's
Is there a specific
2,000.
pose, a warm-up routine, a methodology behind the perfect fart?
Oh,
Finance show.
just protein bars, protein shakes, meat, all of it. Eggs.
I'll do it. How much do you...
Let me tell you a secret, though. You think, like, who buys these? Sometimes it's not about who buys them, but it's about who writes about them.
Who writes? Like the news?
It's earned media, yes. Articles and virality, and then YouTubers will often, like, react to it. And then you can even send, like, in my case, the fart jars, I send YouTubers, like, social media care packages, and I'm just giving them free content, and they're giving me free publicity.
I'm glad I wasn't a big enough YouTuber when that was happening.
Well, you are now. Would you like a care package? You have a bathroom here. So.
Oh my gosh. I'm reading this for exactly what was written. How much did you make selling beer?
Oh, that website's actually launching today. It hasn't.
Really?
The pre-sales go up today. Yeah, pre-orders.
How much does it cost?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the website yet.
Do you have any
see if it's
left
up.
Caleb can buy?
I can just give you some.
I'll
Give your whole office.
give Noah them.
Give you a few cases.
I need him to... A final question from Noah, you animal. He's the one doing the post-show interview, so this is...
Say that again.
This is going to be great if this is what he's writing down. We were thinking about a whiskey distilled with just a hint of Caleb's ball sweat. Any thoughts?
That's amazing.
I am so sorry.
No, I love this. Don't be sorry to me. I'm the most degenerate, embracing person I know. I embrace it. It's all fun in the end. Think about all the degenerate stuff people do for free. You've heard about it. They come to your show asking for help.
I've just met you. I will do this with friends that I know for like a couple of months. I just met you.
Well, we can be friends.
So it is up.
It's up.
It is up.
What is the website?
The website is Essence, like
Essence.
something, and then .beer.
Essence.beer.
How much do you get from this?
Depends on how much sells, I guess.
But like a beer sells for $20. What do you get?
I have to ask. I don't remember. I'm more. For this kind of stuff, I don't do it for an economic standpoint. I do it for the virality of it and the relevancy from people reacting and posting about it.
Well, honestly, it is fun. It's just like
it's just like
it's fun and silly.
It could be like the smallest amount, and it would still be worth it for stuff like this.
What is it? Have you tasted it?
No, I haven't yet.
Are you going to taste it?
Maybe. I'm gonna let other people taste it first, though.
Is it just gonna taste like beer?
It should, because all beer has yeast in it, right?
Yeah.
It's more of just a commodity, I think, that this yeast was.
Every beer
the
can't
profile.
have it, right?
They use yeast to usually it's yeast from bread or something.
So they take a little bit of your yeast and then they just continue to grow it?
Yeah. They'll like match the profile of it exactly, make sure it's like still consistent.
Right. So nice.
And all the people that are like, ew, well, like, are y'all not munches for your girl? Like, geez. And the beer probably tastes less like that than straight from the source.
We have a thing here called the Hammer Financial Score. This is where you give yourself a score overall, 0 to 10.
Do I even apply to be on this the scale? Like, is there like a
Everyone's on the scale. I'm a 7 out of 10.
Oh, why are you only a 7?
Because I like to 0% finance some things, but that adds risk, so that negates some things.
Okay.
I have some
Let's
mortgages.
find out.
What would you give yourself? 0 to 10. 10 being the absolute best. You can get no better. 0 being you can get no worse.
Probably an 8.
Probably an 8. You can get your Hammer Financial Score for free in the description below. See, I know how to plug things. Let's see. Spending in a budget. Well, if your spending was for the average American, it would be just absolutely ridiculous. But it's absolutely fantastic in your situation. I mean, it's 10 out of 10 for spending in a budget. Because, like, you fit in the 50, 30, 20 easily. 50% on needs, 30% on wants, 20% in investing.
Yeah.
You're investing way beyond that. So, debt. Technically, you have mortgages.
Right, but doesn't everybody?
Well, yes. And I find them to be good debts. However, they are technically a risk profile. It's going to be an 8 out of 10 for debt, which is actually really good, though.
Right.
It's really good. If you think 5 is like average.
Right. Sure.
8 is really good. Emergency fund? Do you have an emergency fund? Yeah. I mean, you have cash laying everywhere.
Yeah. I would say any amount of any stocks could be an emergency fund in theory. Because I don't need it, right? It's more of just my fun goal in the future.
But emergency fund for a business owner, I'd like 12 months of literally just what it takes to survive, set aside in a high yield savings.
I mean, like I never have less than like $200,000 in any account. So I mean, I guess technically, yeah.
You have it. It's just sitting like a checking account.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 there. Retirement, just maxing it out. Getting a little weird, a little finessey, but 10 out of 10. I wonder with the private equity, maybe I should knock off a point just because it's extra risk, even though it could play out and be wild. I'm going to do a 9 out of 10 because it does increase risk. Real estate. It's great. So to get the perfect score, and people hate this, but I just think of like what's the best of the best finances like any individual could have anywhere. It's like multiple fully paid off cash flowing rental properties is like the perfect real estate.
Right.
Trust me, a 7 is still great. I'm a 7. So I'm thinking.
What would you think is the perfect real estate, by the way? Like what type to invest in?
Well, my preferred real estate is if I'm getting a property to rent out residential wise, I'm getting a minimum 12% cash on cash return. So whatever I put into it, I want to see a 12% return immediately.
Is that just like basis. Suburban homes, or is that like apartment
That's how
complexes?
I started. I started houses off of my old college campus. Okay. And then now I'm buying like quadplexes and stuff like that. The next thing I'm saving up for is maybe an apartment complex.
Are college kids like nice to the house?
I haven't had any issues, but a lot of people have had issues.
Okay.
I think if I bought in like Fratville,
Yeah,
Probably a little
that's what I'm thinking. Like
Yeah.
frat houses,
but
and
this
party
is just
houses.
this is the more chill area. I know the area well.
Okay.
And it's my
Something
home.
to
So.
keep in mind. Yeah,
Real estate, 8 out of 10.
that's fair. That's about what I was thinking.
You're not renting out the second place, but you're also getting in the gas station things. But you
Yeah.
also have some leverage, which does
I might
create
rent it
inherent
out
risk.
soon. We'll see.
Hammer financial score 9 out of 10.
Oh, okay. See, I'm very conservative with myself. I'm like, I try to be the moderate side of realistic expectations. I don't like to live in delusion.
Yeah. So you, Graham, Stephan, Jack Selby, they're the only ones I've done Hammer financial scores so far for 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for the investment side, I'm probably missing out on a lot of opportunities just because I haven't had the personal time to look into it. Because I'm trying to just stream so much. So I feel like there's a lot more safer and better investments I could be making. So hopefully I can figure those out soon.
How many hours a day do you stream?
Usually around, lately it's been like 12 to 15. And that's how it's been like that way for years though. So now you see why I'm like, I don't know stuff. Well, I was just like, take care of it. Thanks.
So is your audience freaking out that you're not streaming right now?
No, I told them I was coming on the show. And they're looking forward to stream later. So,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Today on the Financial Audit Post Show.
Amaranth, Caleb, smash or pass.
if he just goes bald, that's just more room for sitting on faces. Okay.
I love you.
What's the worst condition you've ever left a car in after an OF video? Is what he wrote down.
To watch the Financial Audit Post Show, click the join button below.